I don't think there's a job of administrative plans to guarantee the right to the city. People have to organize, claim the right to the city, and in claiming it, actually become active agents in the construction of a kind of urban environments in which they live. So I think it's up to social movements to. It's not a gift. It's a civic right that you should claim. I think any city administration has a view of the city as a whole, and I think has therefore something important potentially to contribute to how citizens might experience the city. The trouble is when they take that view and treat it as the only view. So I think that infrastructural projects should unfold very much in consultation with social movements. I don't think social movements are always right in what they ask for. Sometimes they can be very parochial. That is, simply concerned with what goes on in their own locality and not with the city as a whole. But I think that through dialogue they can actually get a sense of how the city as a whole should be and listen to the administration. So it has to be a dialogue between governance structures at different scales, and they're sometimes hard to integrate what should happen at that very large scale and what happens at a much more local scale. I think you could look at both of those questions together. I think that if Medellín could deal with its inequities, in part through the evolution of progressive structures of governance and progressive structures of infrastructure provision, for example, then Medellín could be a model city. And I would suggest that to every city. So I would hope that interurban competition would be about which city can be the most progressive city in the world. That would be a very nice situation, instead of which city can be most favorable to business and corporations in the world. And I think that switching the sense of what an urban strategy should be about is absolutely crucial at the present time. I think too much is made of the debt problem. Debt, in the end, is money you owe to yourself. And we often undertake long-term projects in which we don't consume in the present because we want to make something which is going to be of a benefit to the future. So debt is a way of negotiating a relationship between present and future. So I don't worry about debt. I do worry about how the debt is used to foreclose the future. And I see it being used politically in many instances in ways which are very regressive in terms of the distribution of income and social inequality. So I have all kinds of problems with the way the debt is used politically and how it is used sometimes to build things that don't really matter. So city administrations get fascinated with mega projects, and 10 years later you realize that hardly anybody benefited from them. So you build stadiums for World Cup in Brazil, which then stand empty. This is the sort of thing which is very good for the construction interests and financiers, but not very good for the people. So we have to be careful how how it is used. So then again it comes back to the right of populations to actually determine what things they want to invest in the future and what kind of future they want to invest in, as opposed to it being decided by a small group of business people and state officials who decide, they're going to have some big event and they're going to build some massive structures that don't give any benefit to the mass of the population.
In this order of ideas, would you say that it's like somehow, it's kind of competition that have been going on in Latin America in between some cities about this particular crazy?
Well, I think interurban competition is healthy if it's about being progressive. It's unhealthy when it's about creating better and better business opportunities and more subsidies to the corporations. And I always thought capitalism was supposed to stand on its own 2 feet. But more and more it seems that it needs government subsidies to work. So it takes a lot of money away from the public sector just to satisfy business requirements. And that totally class-biased politics, and it infiltrates almost everything that goes on in urban life, and that has to be stopped. And the only way that will be stopped is by very strong urban movements, social movements saying you can't do that kind of thing.